Oh, hello everyone and welcome to my channel again. Today I'm gonna be doing a reaction video to some posts on the I Regret Having Kids Facebook page. So I hope you enjoy the video, and I'm just gonna jump right into it by reading the first post on the I Regret Having Kids Facebook page. The first post says, I regret having my youngest child. He's 5 years old and severely disabled. He's like a newborn in almost every aspect and will remain that way the rest of his life. He's also very unhappy. He cries and whines almost constantly, and it's hard to figure out how to make him happy. My husband and I, along with our other kids, have no life. It all revolves around him. We can't have a date night or fun family activity without massive planning beforehand, and our extended family is pretty much useless. I feel trapped and stuck, and if I had known he would be like this, I would have had an abortion. I thought about adopting him out or putting him in a long-term care, but my husband is very much against that. I'm almost at the end of my rope. I mourn our old life. I mourn the life my son could have had. I'm angry and resentful. Thanks for letting me say this. I needed to say this to somewhere. This post is anonymous. I'm just gonna read some of the comments to this post. One of the comments says, why is he against it exactly? And by him, the person of course means her husband. Did you ask him why? You don't have to adopt him out, but I see nothing wrong with a live-in facility. You can visit him. He can visit you. Those live-in places provide them with nice care. They go on trips, do arts and crafts, and are around other disabled people at home facility. It's not really a bad idea. You need a break and you can't be trapped in a mental prison. Honestly, I think this is a really great comment because you still have the ability to see the child, and you don't have to take care of the child as much as you had to do before. So all around, I think it's a really good thing, and I hope that this family find a solution that works for them, because honestly, having a kid is really hard, but having a kid who's disabled or mentally ill or has some kind of abnormality that most kids do not have just makes being a parent that much harder. So yeah, honestly, I can really understand what she means, and it must be so hard having a disabled kid. So I'm really glad she had a place to talk about this. I think it's really important to talk about the hard parts of being a parent and the good parts, so people who don't know if they want kids or someone in between can decide whether or not they want kids, because it's really bad if they just get fed the negative information or just positive information about being a parent, because you need both the bad and the good to be able to make a good decision. I'm just gonna read the next post. It says, I resent my 14-year-old son's behavior. I resent that he makes our jobs as parents so much harder than the typical kid/parent. I resent that everything is difficult with him. I resent we can't ever do anything as a family because he ruins it with his attitude and behavior. I resent that other parents seem to have some good moments with their kids and I don't. I resent that we sacrifice and do stuff every day for him and he doesn't give a rat's beep word. I love him, but I don't like him. I resent being a mother to such a rude, ungrateful, mean person. I resent that I let him get to me and bring me down when I already have trouble with depression and anxiety. I don't hate him, but I sure as B-word hate his attitude and behavior. It's sad, but I can't wait until he's 18 and legally I don't have to deal with it anymore if I don't want to. Thanks for listening. And this is again an anonymous person because it's an anonymous page, because there's no names on these stories, and I think it's really great because then people can hunt them down and write mean comments to their Facebook page. So I think that's really great that this page is anonymous, that all the stories on it are anonymous. So I'm just gonna read some of the comments again if I find any of them relevant to the topic. So, and one person comments, "Sorry to have to tell you this, but it never ends. Your best approach is to develop strategies to help yourself get through all of this. It doesn't just go away when they turn 18. And that's really true. It's still your responsibility, and I think a lot of people forget this, that a kid is a responsibility that you have for life, not just for the first 18 years of their life. Another person says, "I have similar issues with my boy, and I know it won't just magically disappear when he turns 18. I just hope we find a way to get along when he's older and starts to understand why things are the way they are." And I really think this is a great comment, because this parent clearly wants to have a better relationship with their kid and isn't just giving up on the kid. And I think that's the right way to handle this. And I also think that if there are problems with a person's kid, I think a lot of people are very quick to blame the parent, but it might not be the parent, in some cases it could actually be just the way the kid is, the personality, or something with the DNA that makes them act out more than other kids. There could be so many things that make this kid hard to deal with, and it doesn't always have to be that the parents did something wrong. Okay, of course all parents do something wrong, but it doesn't mean that they have not raised the kid in the right way. They cannot raise the kid in the right way and still they will become a bad person, or a person they do not like. So you really never know. It might be that their social life in school or something are making them misbehave, or they're getting bullied, or you never know. There could be a lot of problems, and the parents might actually do a great job. It might not be their fault. So I think we shouldn't be so quick to blame the parents, but of course in some cases it's the parents that aren't good enough parents. I just think we shouldn't just blame them right off the bat until we know a little more about the situation, because we aren't them, we can't really know their situation. Just gonna read another post. It says, "Not sure where to begin. I hate myself for not aborting my son. Lord knows I've tried loving him and being patient, but he's like his dad. He is a manipulative, narcissist individual who is a waste of space. All his grades are Fs. I've tried getting him to tutoring and offered to help him do his work, but he refused. My stepfather defied my orders and got him a game system. Now his room smells like a dumpster in the back of the alley. I shouldn't have to cook, clean, and pay all the bills while he doesn't at least do his chores. I even have to clean his room. I hate him so much it takes my blood boil. I look at him and see a useless, entitled brat. I'm loving, sweet, and nurturing. Even my therapist says I'm in an abusive relationship with my son and that he is the perpetrator. God, I just have 4 more years and I can legally get the hell out of my house. I'm just tired and feel defeated and wish I had friends, but I have you guys. Thank you for allowing me to vent." So again, actually what I was just talking about, that you can be a really great parent and still your kid can turn out in a not so pleasant way. So it isn't always the parent's fault. And I think especially if she had gotten mental help like he says and her therapist that there's probably a problem with the kid, it might actually be. Of course we don't know, but we shouldn't be so quick to judge all people, especially parents, because people who have kids, I know we don't probably talk a lot about this on childless channels, but people who have kids, just raising a kid is really hard, but other people's expectations and the way they talk to you isn't easy either. So all around it's just hard being a parent. And I really feel for this woman. I would hope that she finds some other solution, because I think if the child is this way, I think he should be living in a facility home that knows how to take care of kids like this, or live with some parents who know how to take care of a kid that is troubled like him. I really hope they find a solution where it's the best for her and the kid. And again, I'm just gonna read some comments. And one person says, in a comment, the husband and he are both bad, you say. Why don't you leave the house then? Honestly, I think this is a great question, why she doesn't leave the house when both her husband and her kid is badly behaved. And honestly, I think it's really hard. She can't just leave the house because she needs to find a solution for the kid, because if he stays with the dad and the dad is like him, it's only gonna get worse for the kid. And I don't think he deserves that either. So I really hope they find a great solution to this problem where everyone can be as happy as it is possible to be in this scenario. And I actually think I'm gonna stop the video here so it doesn't get too long. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you are on the fence yourself whether you want kids or not, I think it's really good that you seek these stories from parents who have regretted having kids, and that you seek stories from people who really enjoy having kids. So you really can weigh up the good and the bad parts of being a parent. I really think that's really important to do, and really to do your research before you get a kid, because when you have a kid, they are your responsibility for life, and there is no takebacks. You can regret it all you want, but you can't do anything about it because you have to take care of the kid. So really just think about it. And I think it's great that a page like the I Regret Having Children Facebook page is out there, because we need to hear that parents actually do regret having kids, because I think a lot of people say to us that we're gonna regret not having kids, but as I always say, I would rather regret not having kids than regret having them. So anyways, yes, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you soon. Please comment, like and subscribe if you like my content. And thank you for watching this video.